Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, Vilisink again, and in today's video we are going to discuss the Ratatouille, the Skinwalker's mouse, the fabulous one with the abs. Let's scroll on down. Fayne. Fayne was a champion a lot of people picked purely from the fusion. It was either that or I believe Vergumkar, and Fayne was just so much better. There was also people that picked Caden instead as a reviver for Dark Elves. So she's a Skinwalker's Attack Epic, and this build will show you kind of how good she is in an unkillable setup. The build has room for improvement, but we're going to give you the information on what she does and kind of what makes her really cool. So we have her at 60, 13,700 HP, attack based champion. It's fine for what we're needing her for. That's perfectly fine. Attack 1600 is extremely high, so that's nice. Defense is really low, makes her able to fall over now and again, so she can be squishy. It's okay in unkillable because she's unkillable, but if it's in any other composition you will need to really beef up that defense, and it can be quite difficult. 99 speed, not good nor bad, it's just the same as anything else. It can be worked with, it's fine. Crit rate and crit damage is kind of normal. You get 57 I believe, or 63, it can vary. Resist is 30, accuracy is a base number of 0. So her stats for just now are 33,746 HP, 2,665 attack, 2,374 defense, 189 speed, 106 crit rate, a 1 crit rate. Just if you can secure every hit as a critical hit for what we're going to do, it's just way better. Like I say, there's room for improvement. Some of this gear's not even leveled up, but she still does a good job for what I need at the moment. Crit damage can be improved, 89. Resistance is kinda here nor there, and accuracy is okay, it's at 248. So scroll out of this for a second. So as you can see, gear can be improved. She's kinda got one set and a few mixed sets. It's purely just because we need to have certain stats. She is fully booked out. A1 attacks an enemy twice. Each hit has a chance of stealing 5% of the current turn meter. Second attack attacks one enemy, chance of placing 2 poisons, and a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Again, for what we're going to use her for, that's really nice. In general, it's a really strong move. Decreasing attack of anybody, enables you to live longer. Poisons never really go amiss. Flowing style is her A3, which is kind of what she's known for, what I actually wanted her for. Because there's a few other champions, not much that do this, only like a handful of champions. And that is, she will put out the big version of decreased defense on the first hit. She'll hit 3 times. Second hit, she can place a weaken debuff for 3 turns. Third hit heals her by 4% of her max HP for every debuff on the target. So it's like an 8% heal. And that's a 4 turn cooldown. She is also Master Raid at the moment, and this is kind of how we went down it. And we're using her for just now. She's in the Unkillable team. It's where a lot of people will use her, and because I love all of you guys so much, we ain't waiting 4.5 hours. We're going to jump into Ultra Nightmare. We're going to buy a key just because you guys are awesome, and we're going to look at how good she is and what she can do. Obviously, there's major room for improvement here, and I have been thinking about rebuilding parts of this team. So let's just show you in the clan boss setting how good she is, how reliable she is at her debuffs. I would say she kind of does need books just for the cooldowns, for that percentage chance to increase. I would really recommend getting her booked if you can. If she isn't booked, it's not as good or reliable, not as consistent. So we've got an attack from Clan Boss. She will go third after the first attack, and then we're going to hopefully not get that 3% RNG, which we never. So we've got decreased defense, weaken, some poisons from Nethril. We're just going to obviously A1 here, A1 again. We're just waiting to get back, and then we're going to use an A2 from Fayne, which in Clan Boss is awesome. 2 poisons, decrease attack, decrease attack. I mean, for unkillable, you're kind of wasting a spot on the debuff bar, because you're going to be unkillable anyway, you're not dying. But it's a really nice move. It's quite unique and outside of an unkillable setting. It'd be hard to build, but just having the decreased attack with poisons and also decreased defense and weaken, some of the major debuffs you need for a clan boss, that alone makes her kind of fantastic. So we should be getting a stun onto, yep, so we can go auto. In this comp, the stun may go somewhere else, as long as it is not, excuse me, as long as it's not monitor. You can go one more turn cycle and see if it corrects itself. That's totally fine. And from now on, she's got flowing style. She will consistently be putting up decreased defense and weaken. So lowering defense by 60%. And also 25% extra damage from the weaken. On her next turn, we're getting more poisons up. Decrease attack again, kind of unnecessary. But I suppose put it up. It really makes no difference in an unkillable setting. In a non-unkillable setting, decrease attack it's important. If you don't have it, then there's really not much point. You're dead, and that's just how it is. And Fayne will just continue in this setting to make sure on a 3-turn cooldown, I believe it is, we'll have a yawned there, to apologise. We'll have a consistent decreased defense and weaken, just enabling, because you'll notice if we miss one of those debuffs, the Man-Eater, Occult Brawler, they hit considerably for less damage. So having the weaken and decreased defense is huge, and that's what makes her so good. You can take in a decreased defense champion. A lot of people like Stag Knights, he's defense based, you can build him quite well, but he doesn't have a weaken, so you're losing a lot of damage there. And with Fayne, I mean, Razin has that move as well. I'm trying to think of other champions that have decreased defense and weaken. I think Ragnar Gold Gleam is another one. So there's very few champions that does what Fayne does. And with improvement, Fayne can do a stupid amount of damage. Like a massive pile of damage. And consistently getting the poisons up. If we get resisted for the decreased attack, it doesn't make a difference. That's fine. I'll take it. We really don't need it. But as long as we are getting up the decreased defense and weaken on a 3-turn cooldown, we're throwing up poisons. The decreased defense and weaken just enable bigger numbers from everybody else. The more consistently we get that applied, the more consistent the damage will be. And that's what I've been using her for quite some time. I used Stagnite for a long time. Before that I would use War Maiden. I like Brutal and Nightmare, who is a farmable champion. But Fayne in this setting is just so fantastic. She's truly a sight for sore eyes. If you do not have her, you need to get one. I missed her on the fusion. I got Kaden instead. So when I did pull this champion, 1000%, I got her built. Took a while to book her out, saving up these epic books, but it's very much worth it. Masteries, I believe I just spent the gems, and she just does not stop. 3-turn cooldown, boom boom boom, decreased defense and weaken. We have not been resisted on any decreased defense and weaken at all, and that just goes to show how good and just how much better it is if you book her out. You're just guaranteeing, I believe it goes like 100%. So you really need to get the books in her. I did use Fave for a while, a few books short, and occasionally you would get the weaken or you would get the decreased defense. Very rarely you would get both. You'd maybe get one poison. So a lack of consistency is never good. So for Fayne, I do recommend, if you can only book the A2, the A3, and you get lucky, do not worry about the A1. There's really no point. The A2 and the A3 is where it's at 100%. Now we have Nethril also putting poison on, but you could put in a champion to pair with Fayne Frozen Banshee, who I'm considering. I would need to put masteries on that champion and change her up. It is a possibility that might even make this team a 2-key Ultra Nightmare team. Yet to be seen. So I think because we're on turn 22, we're just going to skip forward a little bit up until maybe turn 45, 46. So prepare for the orange dot. So guys, we come back to you on turn 47, and it has been a consistent flow of decreased defense and weaken. You have not missed one. The decreased attack, been resisted once or twice. That's fine, don't need it. The 2 poisons, we have not missed any. So Fayne has just been a consistent machine. We're on a 3-turn cooldown. We get decreased defense, weaken, we then get poisons. Decreased attack is optional, but she doesn't miss. She was built for a clan boss. She was built for unkillable teams. Too squishy if you wanted to build her for anything other than unkillable. Just be too difficult. She could work in Spider. So in an unkillable setting, 6 million damage. It is not fantastic, but we're getting consistency from that alongside the decreased defense and the weaken, enabling Occult Brawler, Nethril, Painkeeper, Maneater to do more damage. So Fayne, absolutely built for a clan boss. Built for unkillable teams. If you have one, get her out, see what you can do, get her booked. You will not be disappointed, guys. And we're going to end it here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Keep on reading, guys. Until next time, stay safe.